we're going to build some overhead storage inside our VW Crafter van conversion. We're doing an 8-foot one that side and one along the bedside that side. Now, if we were to just simply ply line the roof of this van conversion, it would take 4 sheets of ply, and that's because the roof is 4'11" wide by 15 foot long. That means we can't just put one piece going this way and then one piece that way and then another piece. It would take 4 pieces. If we went that way sideways, it would take 4 pieces. I've figured out a way to make it so I only need to use 2 pieces, saving myself £60 in the process. So the ceiling is 4'11" across. If I could do a overhead storage 11 inches that side, then the rest of it can just be 1 sheet of ply coming this way. So that'll be the first part of the roof completely done, up to around about the bed area. From there, we can just do another overhead storage from there all the way down that side, and then we've got a 4 foot by, I think 3 foot, no, 4 foot by 5 foot length of board there. 2 pieces of wood to completely board the whole top of the van. It's just an idea that I had, and I thought, you know what, that saves me a bit of money, makes it a bit fun. I can start the overhead storage now because I can't fit the roof until I've got all the roof lighting. We've got 3 beams of this wood here, so it's 30mm by 25mm, 8 foot long. We've got a ridge that's there. See where the screws are? Running there. There's a metal ridge underneath there, so we're going to fasten a board of wood to there. Then we're going to measure out how far out we want the board to come and fasten one to the roof. Join them up together in like an L shape, so it comes out and then up, and then that's the framework for the overhead storage complete. That is in theory anyway. That's how low down they're actually coming. So we drilled in 1 hole, right? We got the wood out and we drilled various holes going across. We marked 1 hole, got a drill screw straight in it, and then we come over to the other side while it was still flexible, managed to get another screw in this side, and it's nice and secure as it is. We've countersunk more holes going all the way along on that same ridge beam, and now we're just going to drill a tiny little hole straight the way through the metalwork to start a hole, drop some paint in there just to help seal the metalwork, and drop some more screws in, dot it along, and that'll be absolutely solid for the bottom base. With that secure, we needed to do some maths to figure out exactly how far out to come so that we can have a full 4 foot panel across there. We've done some maths. As you can see, we've got a bit there, we've got a bit there and a bit down there, because the van changes shape. It goes up and down over the top, but it also comes in slightly at the back, so we have to get the maths absolutely right. This is mine. The van here, this panel, this lengthways is 149 centimeters. It needs 4 foot is the panel that we've got to do that way. That is 121 centimeters. So 149 centimeters, take away 121 equals 28. That's the narrowest that we can have that unit. I'm sure there's a much easier way of doing that, but it's the way that my brain decides to work. So now it's starting to get a little bit technical with the measurements. We've got the top one on, solid. That one's solid. We've got 2 bits of wood. These are just little thin bits like this. One's 37 centimeters, one's 33 centimeters. 33.7, one's 33 centimeters. The 37 goes top to bottom, that one goes there and there, and then we've got another piece of wood that goes along the front. We've divided this up into 3 compartments, and that's solely just because we want 3 different drawers in there. So we've got, it's 240 centimeters long, 80 centimeters, and then another 80 centimeters, boom, and that's where these slats are going to go. Now obviously we're going to have a full fascia on the front, drawers on the front, the ends are going to be capped. This is just framing them out for now. You see, now every sort of trial and error situation always has its issues. Now that's what it looks like now. We're going to split it up obviously into 3 compartments, but I don't like the fact that these beams are actually on the outside of the wood, so I'm going to move them onto the inside, and then I can just put a fascia straight onto the front of it without it being lipped off, and plus it'll take it in and up that little bit more. Now with that sorted, and it looks amazing, I've got this piece of wood here. Now that is the perfect size. I do have to cut off a few little bits to go inside the ceiling and up there, so I've got to cut around these bits and bobs. I've already measured that out, but how am I going to do the fascias and the underneath? Well, this is 8 foot long, the same length as an 8 before, which will go just there. If I can go into B&Q, which coincidentally I'm actually parked outside now, and I can get them to cut it. They do 3 cuts for, I think, 3 cuts. So if I measure from here to the very back wall and get them to cut a length that size, I can just screw it straight on. Same for the front as well. I'll put the front on and then I can just cut the holes out for where I want the drawers and fasten some hinges to these bits, and I can have like top opening drawers. So far my theory is actually playing out quite well. Let's see if that continues. There we go. That was easy sorted. So now in theory that should all be the right size. Got myself some Gorilla Glue as well. Boop, boop. Tell you what, I'll be lost without the EcoFlow River Pro. Just easy does it. And that's the fascia cut out and secured up with screws going the whole way down. Start some fiddly bits now. See these bits of wood? We've had to glue and screw them into the sides, and that's because these latches that we're using, they have to go sideways on like that, and that's how they secure the door. They get this little piece on the actual door, and that basically just clips straight into that piece, just like poof. And that's what we're hoping is going to secure the doors to stop them flying open when we're running down the road. We've got these hinges for the doors. Now they're supposed to go straight up onto that top piece, and obviously we need to notch out a tiny little piece. The way we're going to do it, we're going to secure that to the actual door first, measure it up to that, and then cut out exactly what we need to cut out at the top. They're not just normal hinges, they keep the door nice and flat and flush when they're actually together, but when they're open it sort of pushes the door out slightly before it actually lifts up, so we can have it quite nice. Very good, very nice, very good, very nice. Boom! See, my idea worked. So it's going to have a latch on the front of it. We're going to do a trim going around as well, because a few of the screws are poking through, but boom, hinges up the top. We've got a latch just there and a roller ball latch thing just there with the attachments on there. It goes down and then poof. Yes, perfect. Now we just got to line up the other two. We've got some cardboard and basically trimmed out and traced the end caps and then traced it out onto some thin wood. Boom. And again, we started to paint it both inside, whoosh, and outside. It's going to need a load of coats of paint, but it's not staying this colour. This is just an undercoat. We have noticed some rough edges and there is going to be some tarting up to do. Like I say, we've got a trim that goes all the way around like you would find on your normal sort of kitchen cupboard. We've got to make that up. We've got corner trims that go all the way down and block off the corners on all the flat edges. And on this back coping piece here, you notice we've left quite a bit of space there. We're going to board it off on the inside so that we can do something in there, whether it be just for electrics, for USBs in there or something like that. We've not quite decided that 100% just yet. Like we say, it is only an undercoat. We've gone for this OCD or OSB board sort of thing just because it was 4 kilo lighter than actual plyboard in the same thickness. Another thing we're going to do is block off each individual compartment, stick a board up there, and then through this side again a board just down there. That we can have 3 different compartments, one for a bit of food, one for clothing, one for something else. But they're all finishing touches, to be fair, so they're not going to be done in this video. I've got to let this paint dry. If I let this paint dry, then paint it again, let that dry, and then do the bits and then let that dry, this video could take months to film up, so I'm going to leave you there. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new around here, please subscribe.